Okay, I don't know what that's gonna do for the VOD. Uh, I lost my internet connection and I had to reconnect here. I'm actually gonna go back here. No, I don't want to quit. I'm just gonna go ahead and go back into new game. All right, so um, I did lose my internet connection there, and I had to restart the stream. So just real quickly, I'm going to be playing Caves of Qud today. I've only barely scratched the surface of this game. I've played the tutorial twice. Once like a year ago, and once more a few days ago. I also attempted a playthrough, I want to say a couple of years back when I first heard about this game from the Shelved by Genre podcast from the Range Touch Network. And I've heard their interview with Jason Greenblatt, and I've read a little bit about the game. I don't know a whole lot about it other than sort of the development process and sort of the thought behind the creation of the game, or at least what Jason Greenblatt, one of the main developers, has talked about publicly. I don't want to look up too much about this before I just kind of dive in. It's very interesting to me. It uses this sort of very representative style of graphic. Um, Most of the information you get about the game world is from text, so I'm going to be reading most of that text. I'm getting a bit rate, stream bit rate of. Huh. I'm getting a bit rate suggestion from YouTube. Okay, well, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I already lost my internet connection once and had to kind of restart the stream. So anyway, I'm just going to get started. I'm going to be starting with classic mode, roleplay mode, and maybe wander mode. I think I'd like to check out after I've done a few classic runs. Classic is more sort of the roguelike experience. You lose your entire character when you die and have to either go back to an old save if you have one, or just restart from the beginning. And I would like to start there, kind of stabbing out in various directions and experimenting with various character builds before I kind of commit to one for roleplay mode. So I'm going to go into presets. I am going to start with a mutated human, and the tutorial starts you with Marsh Tart, which is, it says, the most survivable starting build. A charge-based melee fighter, ability to freeze enemies, highly maneuverable, and the most survivable starting build. So we're going to go with that. I don't know what most of these stats are going to do for me. I mean, these are kind of regular, I don't want to say standard, but common role-playing game attributes. Strength generally is, you know, how much physical damage you can do, how much you can carry. Agility is your maneuverability and your speed. Toughness tends to be your defensive stat, how much damage you can take, what your damage threshold is. Intelligence in RPGs is generally connected to magic, how much magic damage you can do, how much mana you have, things like that. Willpower is often also associated with magic use. And ego, I have no idea. what they could possibly be doing in this game. But also, again, that might not be what any or most of these stats do in this game. I don't really know, and I haven't looked it up, and I'm not planning to anytime soon. I just want to get in and play the game without knowing too much beyond what the tutorial has told me and what little I've heard about the game, the contents of the game itself. Alright, so before my internet disconnects again, I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, I didn't even think about naming my character. Okay, let's do a random Ayun. Ayun. Kuramobus? Okay. Muyurak? High tap. This is just completely vibes based. Yamut. Alright. Yamut it is. Starting location, I'm going to go with Joppa. This is where the tutorial dumps you out. There's also Salt Marsh Village. A random village in the salt marshes. Joppa, I think, is in the salt marshes as well. So this could conceivably be Joppa. Village teaches harvestry, plus 50 reputation with insects and fish. Reputation always good. Start with a pair of crocossins, presumably moccasins made from crocodile skin, I would say. Salt Dunes Village. Village teaches fasting way. Random village in the Salt Dunes, plus 100 reputation with reptiles, and start with Issacharai banner. Issacharai? Desert Canyon Village, random village in the Desert Canyons. Village teaches wayfaring, plus 50 reputation with equines, tortoises, and vines. And Hill Village, random village in the hills. Village teaches butchering, plus 100 reputation with hermits. Start with a blood-stained neck ring. Okay, I'm going to be starting in Joppa. Before I dive in to Joppa, before the stream disconnected, so I don't actually know what's going to be in the VOD for this. I did mention this is my first time ever doing a live stream, either video game or anything. So bear with me. I'm going to be a little whatever, first timey. It's been a while since I've uploaded any videos to this channel, and I am working on several video projects. One of those has been delayed because I don't currently have an overhead light in my kitchen. So that has put a kink in some of my plans. There's also just general, like, you know, working a full-time day job and trying to work on all of these other projects. I have an audiobook I'm trying to finish production on. I have another novel I'm right in the middle of writing. All kinds of projects, and it's just me. I'm a solo whatever, and it's just a lot to do. And the state of the world, both personally and globally, has made the past 5 to 10 years a difficult time and space to work on creative projects. So I thought, you know, Qud seems like a really interesting game. I would like to do some streams and just dive in and see what it has to offer. I did not announce this stream ahead of time, partly because it is my first time, so this is also kind of me just figuring out how to do it. So if there's nobody in the chat, that's partly why. Nobody but me knew this was going to happen. So anyway, let's get started. Analytics. Whoa. Come back. All right, you embark for the Caves of Qud. I'll also say my keyboard doesn't have a numerical keypad. I really need to get a keyboard with a keypad. I miss it so much. My old laptop was huge, and it had a full-size keyboard and a numerical keypad, and it was the best. My new laptop not only doesn't have that, it doesn't have a full-size keyboard. It's not like tiny, it's usable, but it doesn't have a numerical keypad, and the keyboard feels like a rubber mat. It doesn't feel tactile at all. It feels like you're typing in mush or like hot glue or something. It's not great. So I have an external keyboard, which is mechanical, but it doesn't include a full-size number pad. I really miss it, and for this game, a lot of the controls are on the numerical keypad, so I gotta get one. So today it's going to be a lot of mouse control, and I mean, none of that's required. It's just more convenient to use the number pad. Anyway, on the 17th of I seem to be having internet connectivity issues today. Let me do a quick speed test on my phone to see what's happening. Go ahead and pause the game. Everything looks alright. It's not the fastest. I've got a decent connection. Alright, leave that open. Okay. Okay, if I remember correctly, I can right-click on Mehmet. Look at Mehmet. Mehmet is neutral and impossible. He is a wind-carved man with the posture of a vine reaper. His spine is bent to point, the bright turquoise of his eyes at the tilling angle. His spine is bent to point the bright turquoise of his eyes at the tilling angle. His hips are pushed odd forward with the slumping ease of a stance much more relaxed than his. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Open widget. Alright, I'm gonna open my settings real quick. Okay, I'm gonna adjust the bitrate here. Okay, I adjusted the bitrate. I'm not getting an error message anymore from YouTube. Hopefully that fixed it. Alright, we were looking at Mehmet. whose hips are pushed odd forward with the slumping ease of a stance much more relaxed than his. If it weren't for the salt on his brow and the scarred knuckles, he would seem a marble sod perched under a crumbling tomb. He's loved by the villagers of Joppa, I bet. He's hated by hermits for disparaging a famous poet, Mehmet. Equipped. Woven tunic, wide-brimmed hat, iron vine reaper, and sandals. Mehmet is perfect. Alright, I don't know anything about this famous poet he disparaged. Maybe he's not cool. Well, let's go talk to him. Whoa.
On one hand, I live and drink, traveler.
I am called Yamut.
Mehmet, the tongue says. Live and drink, Yamut.
Can you tell me about your village, Joppa?
Watervine farm in the lap of the marsh. You've sucked the moisture out of vine wafer, yeah? We tend the plant here. Wind off the great desert cools a touch and gives up moisture. Just enough. A tongue can taste 100 kinds of wind, you know. Anyway, that's where my wandering mind goes. More's about Joppa, I say, speak to our elder friend, Irudad, up northwise the path.
I'm in search of work.
Aye, I have it then. Something is eating our watervine round Beetle Moon. Karoon says he saw a creature, spider-like, slinking in the brine, but no cave spider would dare get so near warden stomps.
It's probably the same kind of spiders that live in the cranberry bogs.
I tasted a bit of red fleck in the pool, shale, like we find in the soil by Red Rock. Hike there, will ya? To Red Rock, just about 2 parasangs north of Joppa. Kill the vermin and bring one's corpse back for seeing what it is. Elder will take care to pay you after, Waterhand.
I'll accept the quest. This is the quest that killed me in my first playthrough. I'm not even sure I made it to Red Rock before I was killed by rock-throwing baboons. But we'll give it a shot. Received a new quest. What's eating the watervine? Okay. Have a look at some of this watervine. Salt gathers in its furrows. It's knotted with moisture-swollen wafers in place of leaves. Oh. This watervine farmer is neutral and average. The tatters of a sweat-stained keffiyeh thrash in the wind from where they hang about the farmer's neck. Clasped in his gnarled brown hand is a curved vine reaper of iron, with which he culls moisture-swollen wafers from the viridian plant called watervine. So this is interesting because this is the main part of the game I've interacted with, Joppa. What I know so far about this world is mostly what I've learned here. Water is hard to come by, but there's a plant called watervine that essentially pulls moisture out of the atmosphere, and these guys harvest it and sell the wafers. Let's take a look at this pool. Ooh. Would they be okay if I took some of this? Let's take a look. You collect 128 drams of salty water from the northeast in your water skins. Although with salty water, I don't know if that's good to drink. Alright, before I go north and talk to the elder, who's this guy? Watervine farmer and mechanimist convert. I'm gonna go over here and look at this sign. Terracotta board has been painted with ochre and ground iron. It reads salt sundries. Go over here and talk to this guy. Tam, a dromad merchant. Oh, so this is like a camel person. Shot ink decorates the dola on his long neck in one of the 1,000 patterns of the camel folk. His ears are arrayed with gilded rings, and eyelashes flow down his face like watervine fronds. Across his back, a hump of moistured and healthy fat pushes his center of mass skyward. Oh, this dude's got a sturdy shillelagh and a weird artifact.
Human, we are greeted. What do you desire?
I am Yamut. Who are you?
It is a pleasure to know this, human friend Yamut. I am Tam. Do you live here?
I'm not going to ask what kind of creature this person is. That seems rude. Maybe I'll play a rude character on another run, but I don't think Yamut is rude.
Joppa is my home, yes. I walked Mograyi in the caravans of my brethren and the Saltback, but upon meeting Elder Iridad, knew at once to settle down here. You will understand, human friend, if you speak to him.
Alright, I'm just gonna say, I desire nothing. Live and drink. Can look at this chest behind him, but presumably, if I try to interact with this, this is his inventory, and I would be stealing, so I'm not gonna do that either. A wood storage box with a hinged lid and latch. Notches scratched on the surface hint at the full probability array of language, and also its absence. Just looking at this door up here, the slate is touched with years of handprints and a ring of rust flakes off the top of the hinges. The door continues, though, its stubborn assertion of in and out. Okay, well, let's go up here and talk to the Elder. That is Warden Irami. Also looks to be a Marshtar like me. Big Irami shifts her weight between hind and forelegs. She shakes a storm of rust dander from the tines of her great horns, and she blows a halo of freezing air from her rime-veined hands. Loved by the Fellowship of Wardens, admired by the villagers of Joppa for defending their village, hated by mysterious strangers for worshipping a highly entropic being. That's interesting. Disliked by the villagers of Qud for worshipping a highly entropic being. So hated by mysterious strangers, but only disliked by the villagers of Qud for her worship of a highly entropic being. She's also has equipped a weird artifact. Now, I think I've encountered previously some weird artifacts that I was able to identify by examining them, but presumably I can't do that if somebody has it equipped. So I'm gonna go talk to her and see.
What follows then?
Who are you?
Called Irame, Warden of Joppa. I kill trouble. Don't be trouble.
What is a warden?
Nigh every settlement of Qud keeps a warden. We snuff threats to the peace.
Mehmet has bade me travel to Red Rock.
Up north and far. See them baboons who put one's light out for me.
Okay, maybe I did make it to Red Rock because that is where I encountered the killing baboons. Live and drink. Ooh. Tysiphus? If anybody knows how to pronounce this cat's name, let me know. First I'm gonna look. One star-ribboned night, a ray cat crossed the marshy loam and wandered into Joppa. The watervine farmers, wakened by the joyful cries of a small girl, gathered around to revel at the favorable omen and extol the generosity of the beetle moon. Since then, Josephus has spent his days curled under the shade of brinestock huts and sauntering over dirt paths. So long as he's approached with care, he welcomes the hands of friends and strangers alike. He's phosphorescent and docile. His physical features are bite, claw, and claw, and of course he's perfect. I'm gonna chat before petting. Chat before petting. Soft growling. Let's trade. Josephus has nothing to trade. Live and drink. Pet. Pet Josephus. Josephus meows. You start to glow. I'm phosphorescent. From petting the cat, I am now phosphorescent. I like how it says it's you when you look at yourself. Oh, I can rename myself? Oh, interesting. What? I can choose a random name from the cultures of the people I've met. Okay, I like the idea that I've come to this town, I've pet a phosphorescent cat, and now I myself am glowing with phosphorescence. And because of this experience, I've immediately chosen to change my name to something from the cat's culture. You start calling yourself by the name Rita Fan. Okay. Do I need to let anybody know? Ooh, I can do a water ritual with the warden. I'm not going to do that just yet. How do I... Okay, I need to look at the controls. I think... Whoa, whoa, whoa. I think... Inventory is I? Oh boy. You know what? I'm just gonna try that. Inventory is I. Alright. I've got plenty of fresh water and well, I've got some fresh water and a ton of salty water. Water, oh yeah. The water is their money in this game. So you have to drink water to stay alive, but the water is also the money that you use to trade for stuff. So... Okay, they said the Elder was north of here, but I don't... This sign reads herbs and tonics. Okay, I might need some of those. Watervine farmer... To graveyard and shrine. Mimaruda. Sharp jade eyes are crow-worn to late middle age, and her lips are scarred with gas burns. Ooh. Climbing over her back and neck are the jeweled segments of a great spiral tail and stinger. A bead of smoking gut juice gleams on the tip. Chat.
Ah, there is a new face. I am Nimaruda, town apothecary. If your feet point to Qud, you'll need some of my wares before you go.
What wares do you offer?
Witchwood for pain, bandages for bleeding, yuck wheat and honey for when your gut's act up, cold caps when I can find them. Why not take a look?
Where are you from?
I grew up right here in Joppa, daughter of the Elder and all.
I may have insulted the Elder's daughter.
Spent some years delving, but gave it up after a few near escapes and nearly deadly wounds. I'm better suited to herbalism anyway, and my father worries less.
I don't know why I thought she was older. She might still be. Will you inherit leadership of Joppa from your father?
Fates forfend! I would hardly like to lead a village and run a shop at the same time.
Fair enough. Live and drink. Let's trade though. Alright, I probably... Oh, what is a vinewood sap mask? A folded triangle pouch of burlap was impregnated with vinewood sap to absorb noxious vapor. Okay, so if I know I'm going somewhere that has noxious vapor... Bandages I should probably get. Worm silk gauze spooled about a wood rod and suited to staunch bleeding. Perfect. Yeah, let's get... Do I have to... Oh, do I have anything to trade? Wait, how do I... Okay, you just click to toggle whether... how do I buy only one? Ah, aha, aha. I'll buy two. And then... And it has to be fresh water. Well, I could probably add and trade something from over here, including salty water, but... Okay, so the salty water is not included in my money. And 64, and it's not worth very much. But maybe I'll find a way to distill it or something. Okay, so I got a couple bandages. I already have witchwood bark, which is lichen not lichen sticks. Lichen sticks in the winding grooves of woodshed, shimmering and smelling of spice. Heals and confuses when eaten. Great, great. Oh, I have bear jerky. Bear flesh was cut into neat strips, salted and smokes. Cool, cool. All right. Is there work around here?
Speak to Argive in his workshop to the west.
Do I have more to ask? Thank you. I have more to ask. I don't. Live and drink. All right. Let's look at this statue over here. Shrine to Reshef, the last sultan. All right. I know there's something about sultans in this game and a sultanate, but I don't know much more beyond that. Desecrate. I could just come up and desecrate this right off the bat. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to look. The shrine depicts a significant event from the life of the ancient Sultan Reshef. In 3 AR, Reshef cleansed the marshlands of the plagues of the Gyre and taught Abram to sow watervine along its fertile tracks. Okay, yeah, I have no reason to desecrate that statue. Show effects? No active effects. Okay. Oh, I could pray though. What happens when I pray? You voice a short prayer beneath the shrine to Reshef. Okay. Oh, okay, this might actually tell me what these stats do. Oh, my intelligence score is not very good. I get a -1 for having 14 intelligence. Determines the number of skill points and your ability to examine artifacts. Great. Willpower modifies the cooldowns of your activated abilities, determines your ability to resist mental attacks, and modifies your hit point regeneration rate. Okay. Your ego determines the potency of your mental mutations, your ability to haggle with merchants, and your ability to dominate the wills of other living creatures. Okay. Toughness, number of hit points, hit point regeneration rate, and your ability to resist poison and disease. Agility, accuracy with melee and ranged weapons, and your chance to dodge attacks. Strength determines how much melee damage you do, and your ability to resist forced movement, and your carry capacity. Ability to resist forced movement. Is that like getting shoved out of the way? Okay. There's secondary acroboop. Okay. Alright, well I don't need to worry about all that so far. I'm amphibious and my skin must be kept moist with fresh water. I pour water on myself rather than drinking it to quench my thirst. I required 2/3 more water than usual. But, on the plus side, I have a plus 100 reputation with frogs. So that's good. I have teleportation? What? It has an uncertainty radius of 12. So I teleport to a random location within a designated area. It has a cooldown of 100 rounds. Okay. I knew I had multiple legs. I'm a marsh tar. Okay. Gives me more move speed and carry capacity. And freeze ray. Freeze ray. I've seen the effects of in the tutorial. It freezes an enemy in its tracks. Um, okay. 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 I have one quest. Ooh, reputation screen. Alright, this is why I got killed last time. I have a negative 300 reputation with baboons. Baboons are interested in trading secrets about the locations of other baboon lairs, all sorts of gossip, and sultans they admire or despise. But I'm not welcome in their holy places. Oh, they dislike me, but docile ones won't attack me, this says. Okay, well, we'll see about that. Okay. Oh, this must be the elder over here. That looks like an elder's home. Yeah, okay. Elder Irudad. Irudad? A warm smile spreads over an old face freckled by time and a million crumbs of salt. He shrinks under a hunched back and drums the ground beneath him with a short and barb-crowned tail. A second pair of arms rise over the slump of his shoulders, where hands meet and fingers lace to form another face. This one vacant and prehistoric, no mouth and eyes, desert white. No mouth and eyes, desert white. This one vacant and prehistoric, no mouth and eyes, desert white. I'm just picturing this guy, because again, like this is what I was talking about in character creation, right? This description does not match this sprite. Like, this sprite is representative of this description in a way. Like, you look at this guy, you're like, okay, that's the elder. I knew this was the elder based on his position in the house with the torches outside and kind of the way he looks. But I did not, like, none of this description was communicated in this sprite. This is one of the things I love about this game. It's like it's like you're playing a text adventure. It's like you're reading journals from some other and ancient world with the most rudimentary illustrations to accompany them. Loved by the villagers of Joppa. All right, he's a good dude, good elder, maybe. Admired by the fellowship of wardens for making them feel welcomed at a supper feast. He has a stinger. He's wearing black robes, spectacles, a walking stick, and sandals. He has corrected vision. Oh. I don't know. Okay, perfect down here at the bottom, I have to assume is some indicator of condition. I don't know what impossible means. Neutral, I assume, is, you know, reputation and, you know, your relationship with the people. We have a neutral relationship right now. I don't know what impossible means in this context. I don't know. I could not begin to tell you. Let's have a chat.
Friend?
Elder Irudad smiles.
Live and drink. Come in, come sit neath the cool shade across a pillar there. And welcome to Joppa. You may drink of our fresh water too, and quench your thirst.
Oh, thank goodness. Can I get in there a little bit? Can I dip in? I don't know if you've heard, but I'm Marshtar. We're amphibious. What is this place? Joppa.
This? The oasis hamlet, neath the shelf of the world. A million breaths of salt the wind heaves over the great salt desert Mograyi, and to the east, the rotting jungles of Qud. Here in the crack between the two, watervine can grow, and we grow it. Friend. Friend. Friend.
Not sure how I'm supposed to read that.
Friend.
Can you tell me about Qud?
There. Land slopes up, and is toothed in chrome steeples, ageless things, looming over the old earth tunnels, pillowed in rotting jungle and fungus groves, and broken against the mounts of the north they are in the shadow of the spindle. There are people, friends, communities, and friends to no one, too. History is thick as the high salt sun, friend, and where the past is ground up like mat's meal, a mix of life sets in. Adventurous ones set off for their own splinter of artifact, to both fates, life and death.
Do you sell wares here?
Here, speak to my daughter through the east door for herbs, and sitting Tam in the southeast has all manner of trinket against his chests of drawers.
I should go see Tam. I should probably see if he has better equipment for me before I head up to Red Rock. I'm looking for work, Elder.
Work? Try Argive, friend. The tinker. Always looking for trinkets to wire between. Go through his hut of sheet metal to the southwest.
Live and drink. Is all... Let me chat with this farmer.
Wanderer, do you venture northwise into the great desert and nearer the 6-day stilt?
What is the 6-day stilt?
Ah, the great mechanimist temple of glass, the sacred offering well, and history in stone relief, peopled by the Argent Fathers, in statue and light sculpture, encircled by the Grand Bazaar. I hear there are more people there than numbers in the void, and their chatter makes a sound wholly raw and new to the world. Will you go there and take my bauble? Will you offer it at the well where I cannot? Your bauble? Yes, my neighborkin tire of the tale. I was scything the vine when the flat of my blade turned something loose from the soil.
Well, you got a bad form. If you're getting into the soil with your scythe, you're getting too low. Like, I know you're trying to get it like right at the stem, but if you're digging it into the soil, you're just gonna dull your blade. You're gonna have to get out the whetstone like every 2 strokes.
My heart has stirred before at the sight of chrome, but to free a small splinter myself to slide a bead on the abacus of beauty. Will you go then, and offer my bauble at the well?
Why can you not go?
Friend, I would be a smoldering heap, cooked to death by the ray of a dawn glider. I would be a slug-riddled corpse by the rifles of the Isakari. There is no kindness in the great desert, and little more in the canyons. I cannot go and live.
What is the 6-day stilt again?
The great...
Okay, this is the same thing. Who are the Argent Fathers?
I am no rector, understand, but they are the molders of chrome, the gods under Shekinah, who wrought metal edifices from the raw cassifescence. Will you go?
Perhaps. Why?
I would ask you make an offering at the sacred well of my bauble. Moon and sun, I beg you.
This guy's getting super frustrated with me. Like, I already done told you what I wanted you to do. Alright, I'll do it. I mean, I say I'll do it. I'll probably get killed by baboons on the way.
Moon and sun, friend, you have my deep and many-sided thanks. Here, take the trinket now, and if you're to ever return, let us visit again. Live and drink.
Live and drink. I received an odd trinket. I have now received a new quest, O glorious Shekinah. Shekinah. I honestly don't know. Alright. Just look looking at this wooden bookshelf. Wood planks are nailed at orthogonal angles and dust sleeps on the paper jackets. Can I open? Will they get mad at me for reading any of these? History of Joppa. Read. History of Joppa, Volume 1. This book recounts a tale from the history of the village Joppa. In the mystic air of jeweled dusk, a circle of farmers clasped hands and sheathed a vine reaper in the moistened soil. From then on, the villagers of Joppa were known as the people of the vine. Just the one page. Okay. You note this piece of information in the Village History's Joppa section of your journal. Okay. Okay. Let's read Volume 2. Okay. I'm not going to take these from his shelf. I'm just reading them. History of Joppa, Volume 2. This book recounts a tale from the history of the village Joppa. Since the first festival of Utyara Ux, the villages of Joppa have feasted on warm apple mutts. That sounds good. That sounds good as hell. Okay. My understanding is that yellow books are titles that have been written by the writers, the developers of the game, and white textbooks, white edged books, white like these have like gilded edges. These are just printed on white pulp, whatever. These are generated, and not like generative AI, LLM generated through a system that they built into the game. So these could be interesting, but they're essentially full of nonsense. So, Beings of the Battery. You read one of the few legible excerpts from Beings of the Battery. Remind packs of the gyre widen again? Plagues. Okay. The soaring Aegides then reinforced. Now, clink, pause, puff for Prickle's favor. Okay, so this is what they mean by nonsense. Book table. Dwellers in the earth clefts fashion tables in the style of puzzle boxes. Their drawers house the stenographic imagination. What? Okay. Let's go out here and was Archive to the east or the west? I don't. Sign says go away. Sign says common mill. Okay, it was west. That's Archive. Alright, his sign says go away, but everybody's telling me to talk to him. So first I'm going to look at him. Argive's mushroom cloud of beard hair is powdered with all the abrasions of the trash sea. White lime, red iron, gold filament, opalescent shavings of the plastoglomerate. Chrome joints and pieces of scrap crystal are hooked to pockets lining his torso, and one of his bushy eyebrows is perpetually cocked, though whether that's a symptom of an insatiable curiosity or forehead mutation is unknown. Equipped, he has a pocketed vest, a weird artifact, a steel utility knife, a wrench, and painted sandals. I love the way the word painted is multicolored there. That's very good. Alright, let's have a chat. Exceeding mass thresholds, perhaps a ganglionic teleprojector fitted with suspensors. Oh, I didn't notice you there. That's because I was ignoring you. Waste heat from the thermocask, go to circle extraction to the P density of sun slag. Unexpected deviation from the Planck constant.
Must you bother me? What are you, some kind of water freak? Fonder-eyed pilgrim, arcanaut? Make yourself useful and fetch me a knick-knack from one of the caves, then. I may reward you.
Where can I find a cave?
There are caves everywhere, you dolt. Scoop the surface of the marsh, or head on east to the rust wells, or wander into the desert for all I care.
I'll return with your knick-knack. You've received a new quest. Fetch Argive a knick-knack. You have finished the step Find a knick-knack on the quest Fetch Argive a knick-knack. Okay, I vaguely remember this from my previous playthrough. You can, if you're rude, use the odd trinket you got from the watervine farmer and give that to Argive instead of traveling north and making an offering to the well. I'm not going to do that. That seems unnecessarily cruel. I promised to take this and make an offering to some mysterious well, and I'm going to do that. I don't remember what I did last time. I think maybe I just gave it to Argive. Can I examine this, actually? You identify your odd trinket as a box of crayons? Wax from the hives of Odrum is mixed in dye and molded to the shape of styli? Together in the box, they sample the iridescence of the world and offer the tools to expand it. Oops, didn't mean to close that. I'm going to mark this important, which hopefully will prevent me from... What does that do to my quest? Okay, I still have the quest. It doesn't look like I've failed it. But I do still have a knick-knack that I could bring to Argive. So I think it still counts as an artifact. For the purposes of the quest. That's so interesting. I assume this is random. I feel like it was something different last time. Because I'm pretty sure I examined it then too. So I think the artifact that you've been asked to take to the 6-day stilt is somewhat randomized. Interesting that he found a box of crayons buried in the watervine and recognized that as an artifact to... what was it? This is all... I don't think your conversations are... Oh, there's a gossip and lore. I don't have any gossip and lore. I've got locations, Sultan histories, I've got Reshef, village histories, there it is. It's not locations. Chronology. This tells me where I've been and what I've read. General notes, recipes. Okay, well, I'll figure it out. Alright, what else is there in town here? Actually, I want to look around this guy's hut a little bit more. He's got stuff all over the place here. A bent metal sheet. Piece of scrap was shed or peeled off a machine fossil. Same thing. Fractured microchip. Oh, I could equip that. Be stealing. Piece of scrap was shed or peeled off a machine fossil. Okay, so it has the same description, but I could actually... Oh, I could equip these too. Interesting. Bizarre contraption. Knobs and rivets crisscross the inscrutable machine. Sliding drawer cabinet. Slide drawers of galvanized metal are arranged in a cabinet as rectangles of assorted dimensions. Storage is fractal. Mannequin. A biped form emerges out of a cocoon of wood and fiberglass. And there's just some trash scattered around. Pieces of the old and aching world have been shaved off their time point and crushed to the vicinity of the present. A few bits of recognition remain. Lens of glass, serif of ink, acetate lug, and ribbon of wire. Another bizarre contraption. Knobs and rivets crisscross the inscrutable machine. Oh, this down here. Okay, look at this little sprite down in the bottom middle. That looks exactly like an old Singer sewing machine on a table. Strange furniture. Okay, if I look at this and it turns out to be a sewing machine, I'm gonna lose it. A sitting object of vacant intent catches dust and off light. It could also be some kind of drill press, maybe? Strange furniture. A sitting object. Okay, same description. That one I'm not sure what to make of. It looks like it has an adjustable height, and I don't know. This is what I discovered when I was trying to make pixel art graphics for some video games I was working on a few years back. None of which have been completed, mainly just for like learning game development. But I was trying to make pixel art for them because I thought it would be the easiest way to get started. And it was not. It is deceptively simple. You have to be very skilled at what you're doing to make pixel art that looks like something, that looks the way you want it to, that represents the character or the object that you're trying to convey to the viewer. Like this here, I don't know what it is. Oh, now that I'm close to it, I could examine it. You identify the strange furniture as a lathe. Okay, now that I know that, I can see that it's a lathe. Excuse me. So this is where, you know, your piece of wood would go. This one, you make some progress understanding the bizarre contraption. But I don't fully know what it is. This one, you identify the strange furniture as a sewing machine. I knew it. What did I say? Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Like, is it different? Okay, now that I know what it is, and I look at it, it's different. The description is different. Inside the scratched metal C, a needle and a bobbin prepare to punch a pair of threads into a lock stitch. Initials are carved all around its pedestal. But what I say, like, as soon as I looked at this, I knew it was a sewing machine, because whoever made this sprite knew exactly, like, they had the skill to give you the shape of an antique sewing machine on a table without anything else getting in the way of it. It's just 3 colors, maybe even just 2. The color of the table, the color of the machine, and the color of whatever this bit is supposed to be. I think this would be the needle, presumably. I just, it's like, it's an exercise in minimalism. I think you have to be good at art to make good pixel art. And I just want to take a minute to appreciate what they've done here. I mean, look at this guy. You know that this is some kind of centaur, right? And now that you know he's a marsh tar, you can kind of see this amphibious, maybe frog-like or crocodilian aspect on top. It's you. I knew this was a cat. You know, This you know is water immediately by looking at it, and then you know that this is watervine because you've learned that from the game. But even before you knew that, you could identify it as vegetation. You can see that this one here has more leaves on it than this one here. You know that this is grass. Although I can examine the dirt path, but not the grass. Alright, I'll stop talking about pixel art. Wait, no, I want to trade. Okay. Can I examine things that he's holding? I can look. Dust powder's the puzzling device. I cannot examine it while he has it in his inventory, though. What is a boom rose? A boom rose arrow. Reds and oranges swirl in the bulbous arrowhead. Ignition is a notch away. It's a short blade and causes bleeding on a critical hit. Okay. Alright, let me look at armor. Ooh. Wait, where... Oh, I have $25. I could afford leather armor. Boiled goat leather was cut to a cuirass, and fit with straps and iron buckles. It smells of beeswax. Actually, what am I wearing? Furs. Alright, these give me 2. I don't know what these symbols mean. Okay, a length of salt-sucked skin cut from a goat or tomb ferret, and it's powdered with the white dust of the dead. Ew. Okay. I've got a battle axe, which is 5... 1d2... Damp leather wraps the wood haft up to a sharpened bit of bell bronze. Strength bonus, cap 1, cleaves armor on critical hit, that's pretty good. It's 5 pounds. I don't have anything to use in that slot. Okay, so... I have additional slots for my hind feet and forefeet. Melee weapons. I don't know. Oh, you can toggle multiple. Okay, so you don't have to just. You can toggle these on and off. That's useful. This is really good. Actually, this is a really good shop system, I think. Oh, I could get a buckler. Shields only grant their AV when you successfully block an attack. A wheel of dogthorn cut with Hill Clan sigil work is secured to the arm by a leather strap. You know what? I'll get it. Because... Okay. I can't afford the chainmail at all. Shiny mesh of linked loops that were sourced from the steel heart of the trash sea. Okay. I've given up most of my fresh water. But I now have a wooden buckler. Should I have that on my left arm, actually? Right hand, axe, left arm. That feels right. That feels action-adventure game. I don't have anything else to Oh, I could equip a torch as a thrown weapon. That's interesting. I don't know about that, though. Okay. Who said that? Who said that? Okay, this is the same guy. Alright, that might be it for Joppa for the time being. Oh, there's a guy down here. A wet glowfish. Luminescent flecks flit beneath the water's surface. He's docile, but his physical features are bite. Can I chat with him? He stares at me unblinking. There's nothing to trade. Live and drink, aqua friend. Can I get in the water? I can. What does that do to my... I'm wet now. I don't know where to find out what that does for me. I'm skilled with axes, which is good because I have one. Okay. This is the double-edged sword of not having looked up a lot about... I did not expect that to happen. I left a trail behind. When I got out of the water, wet, I left a trail behind. Am I no longer wet? I'm no longer wet. I dried off on my way over here. This is the double-edged sword of not having looked up anything about how to play the game besides playing through the tutorial, is that there's a lot of stuff the game doesn't explicitly tell you in a direct way or in an easily accessible way. And so I don't know what a lot of this stuff means. I don't know what it... Actually, no, up here it is still saying that I'm wet. Sated wet. But maybe that's the wetness of pouring water over myself to drink. Because it doesn't say I'm wet. It doesn't say I'm wet up here anymore. I don't know. But I kind of like playing this game this way, at least so far. I think I'm going to resist looking things up until I have like a really good reason to. I just wanted to look at this tree. Dogthorn tree, a tangled nest of roots spill through the earth. The bark is splintered into pointy spines. The leaves are greasy and stinking. Cool. Can I sleep